Odin, are you following suit?
Okay,
I
so
mean,
we
if
are
I got Olaf,
hush the fuck up. We started recording. So the other game, this arc, is mostly drawing to a close, and other than someone trying to do a quick Hail Mary pass at becoming Primogen and not getting yeeted out of the city forcefully, we're mostly done. So while we wait for Jackal, now he wakes up. Now he comes online, the piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get myself a banana.
You fucking animal! We're not waiting for him. So, Odin, why don't you tell us what your plans for integrating Olaf are?
sending him to a different state.
Okay? They will still want to know which city he was embraced in. Because last people knew about you, you weren't traveling with a child. And you are well enough known that news about your passing spread, especially given how trouble seems to follow you.
Oh, I guess that would come back to me, right? If it was like the truth, huh?
Time to kill a child.
No, he needs to live on somewhere else.
Send him to Canada.
I mean, you could come to some sort of arrangement with Kurt.
Oh, yeah, maybe I could. I wasn't that disastrous for his city after all. Yeah, I should probably like try and get an arrangement with Kurt instead of like figuring some weird plan out.
Okay. So let's say that you have a private meeting with Kurt, outside Elysium for once, with no prying eyes. There's some other people nearby, but for all intents and purposes, the two of you are alone. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
How the fuck did it get stuck on that?
It was like the hair commercial, like.
Good morning, sunshine.
Did
Can
you
you
sleep
not?
well, Jackalor? Are the moose finally hibernating? Or do
Actually,
you still
hold
have
up.
to shoot them?
Long blonde hair and a Scandinavian. Let it go. Let it go.
So, Nyaxi, what would you like from the prince? This is a couple of days after the bid for the primogenship started, and by this point, your primogen would have told you that something is up with the Setite and you know, that he thinks you're on the same page and the Setite needs to fucking go.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I'm one to like I made like a small a small incredible mistake during the scene.
Why are you only telling me now?
I was thinking about solving the problem myself.
What kind of mistake?
Well, I kind of frenzied and trained someone and then embraced him.
Just did you lie about your clan? Because that's a fucking Malkavian move.
No, only about my name.
What's your real name?
Oh, my real name is Odin, though I have many others.
Name a few more.
Sure, I'll get my list. I wrote one at some point.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Began. Good morning.
Hi, Bacon.
Oh my fucking god. You know in Tropico how people build those shacks where they live when they don't have proper apartments? Did your dictator finally build you a house, Bacon?
No, I'm just on the living room because I don't want to wake up my brother. But here the sound is echoey. I am on my laptop.
Bacon, let me stop you right there. You seem to have a sibling problem. And he sleeps in your presence like a dumbass. Do you have a spare pillow?
This is my mouse pad. It's a pizza place.
A man of culture, I see.
Delivery. Yeah, it's very scuffed. And I only slept like 5 hours, so I'm almost dying. But cool.
Okay. Go on. Recite your names.
Okay, well, I'm also called. Longbeard and Wanderer and Riddler and Deceiver and Trueguesser and the Raven God and Third and One-Eyed and so on and so on and so on.
He's just standing there stony-faced for like 3 minutes while you recite the names.
You know, sometimes having that ability to tell that I'm not lying is a curse, I guess.
Yeah. He's learning that the hard way right now. Okay, different question. What the fuck are you?
Well, I'm somewhat of a god.
Oh God!
I see. We're gonna go see the premiere. You're coming with me.
No.
He stops, half turned. No?
No, no, that was out of character.
It's gonna take you to a place somewhere in the city, break into an apartment, sit you down, and he's just gonna wait as he casts Summon on Alexandra.
You know, I burned down a chantry or two in my days as well.
We've all had that urge. I don't blame you. In a little bit, Alexandra is gonna show up with well, let's see. Let's roll her willpower for this. Okay, she has managed to grab a ghoul along the way, and she seems very nervous, like she's going to, you know, weapon out, rushing in, ready to fight, and then she sees that it's the two of you, and she's just like, wait, what the fuck? Look. My prince, what is... Okay, I need you to not ask any questions. I need you to test his blood and scan him with your psychic abilities as thoroughly as you can. And tell me what you find. And, well, let's see. Okay. Let's try our sight a second time. And do you offer her the opportunity to test your blood?
And I guess I'll have to.
Okay. She tells him that you are extremely confident and you read like a low generation kindred of Clan Gangrel. Do you want me to read his mind as well? Kurt thinks for a moment. No, thank you. That will be all. You may go. When she leaves and been gone for a good 5 minutes, he asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucking insane are you right now?
I'm completely functional.
Why did you turn whoever you ended up killing? Why would you do that, of all things?
Well, once I came out of frenzy, I saw him and I knew that he was meant for greater things.
Go on.
So I named him Olaf and trained him in the woods. I'm confident he will be one of the great heroes of this age.
Speak of this to no one. I will let you know what my decision is soon.
Very well.
Jekyll, you have Auspex, right?
Yes.
Roll Danger Sense at 7. You are trying to become Primogen. You are gathering votes. You have support. The establishment does not like that. You can feel their anger tightening around you like a noose, getting ready to draw tight. So, over the last couple of days as you were gathering support, who else have you approached? Or rather, I'm assuming you're approaching everyone eventually. Who have you prioritized, I should say?
Torrid or Primogen.
Okay. What do you offer, Andrew?
I would like to help him expand his opportunities. A master of a very, very good herd, and that if he wishes to support me, Benjamin Bywood would follow him if he decided to do so.
Make me a charisma finance roll. At the 7, please. Do you have finance?
Yes, 3 dots.
Good.
8 at 7. I'm spending willpower.
Do you have
I
special?
have eloquent.
Not really necessarily for this. He says that he will.
Actually, I forgot I have still wound penalties.
Then reroll. Actually, how many wound penalties?
-1.
Would you go down to 0 by healing one more?
Yes, I would actually.
Then yeah, then I'm
Okay.
gonna count this one. Because
Okay.
there's been enough, like, we can say 3 days has passed, everyone who's still wounded can heal like 2 points without
Okay.
any problem for like free, so should
Cool.
put most everyone in good shape. He says he will consider it carefully and that he will get back to you. And if you have a specific proposal, please write it out and present it to him. Anyone else you would like to court specifically other than... I'm assuming with everyone you're like, well, I'm doing this, I would like your support, but... Do you have like specific offers for anyone else? In theory, there are now interim primogen for clans Tremere and Nosferatu. The Nosferatu have been notified and they've been told that the prince will accept one of their number should they nominate one to act as an interim primogen, and for Tremere it's Alexandra.
I'd try and court Nosferatu and tell them, once it happens, I am able and willing to help you confirm whoever you choose to be the primogen, and I can guide them to become excellent at their jobs.
Let me check what's the highest politics rating in that group. And if they're actually fucked. Okay, I'm just gonna roll for one of them then. Because they don't have that much.
Oof.
Okay, that's a botch. They tell you that they appreciate the opportunity to make new friends and that they'll see how it goes, but they're sympathetic.
Mhm.
Could approach the brew, huh? Those are your constituents. The foundation of the new temple.
Who's the primogen again?
Sophia.
Oh. Do I know if she is heavily indebted to the prince or if she is bloodbound to her? Or to him?
You've been in here for a little while. You might have been able to find out. Give me an intelligence politics at 7. The Malkavians probably know, but they've been kind of evasive when that comes up. It's... Do you have a specialty with that?
No.
Then
I only have
it's difficult to tell either way, but there's definitely something there that puts her under his influence.
That should be expected.
Okay, now Andy, I'm assuming you're not gonna approach because he's already effectively declared his hostility.
I mean, if he's supposed to kill me again.
You can meet him in Elysium if you want to.
What would it be to get him to share why he tried to kill me?
You would have to roleplay it
That's
out.
What?
You would have to roleplay it out.
Yeah, okay. I'll meet him.
Okay. Yeah. You meet in Elysium. Demi, Andy actually comes to you before the meeting and tells you that he's about to meet a Setite and tells you that he would appreciate if you kept an extra close eye on the meeting in case anything goes fucky.
I understand.
And, you know, if you have any advice for dealing with a fucking snake, he would be glad to hear it.
Well, I feel like you've had this in your education. Most of the words that will come out of his mouth are quite honeyed. So expect a conversation where it will be presented as if he will give something, but in reality he will give nothing.
Just like the board meetings before we came to New Orleans. Okay. So, when you go to the meeting, Andy is there, and you walk in, he smiles at you, offers you his hand. Pleasure to see you.
A pleasure to see you.
So sorry about that unpleasantness earlier. Politics, I'm sure you understand.
Ah, yes, I do.
If you would share a drink with me. He gestures to the table where one of the now rare bottles of blood mead stands.
Gladly. But are you certain? I'm not sure you should waste it on me.
Consider it an apology for what happened. Please. Opens it up, starts pouring.
If you insist.
Holds up a glass. To peace and prosperity.
Peace and prosperity.
Clink. On a scale of 1 to fuck yes, how much is Benjamin listening in?
Probably around a 5 or 6, actually. Because I want to look, a little bit inconspicuous. Obviously, I'm using aspects and primarily trying to focus with that.
I mean, in theory, they're in private room. You could just project your astral body in there and listen normally.
No.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, give me a perception alertness at an 8. So, news does travel, and Walda has made no real secret to it, at least to the people who matter. Here you're trying to get on the council. Assume you want some help with that.
Yes, indeed. That is correct. We're travels fast indeed. But I'm curious.
Yes?
How do you stand on this matter?
Well, moderately opposed currently.
May I ask you why?
It's a complicated issue. This city has had a long history of people who try to make sudden runs at power, and we have had altogether too much chaos because of it.
I understand. It's a very sudden thing to do, but
You've been here for, by my count, in a couple of days it's gonna be 2 weeks.
indeed, this is correct.
You can understand our concerns in wanting to discourage a steady flood of would-be primogen and authority figures.
Yes, I do understand.
Twirls getting
However-
involved, that's a bit more unfortunate, of course.
I am interested in something. Is there anything I could stop doing that would allow you, that would make you support my bid for Primogen?
Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. What could you stop doing? You could stop trying to be primogen for, say, 6 months or a year until the city knows you. That would go a long way towards easing the resistance. In general, not just with me. As far as the talk goes, Demi, you can get the gist that they're talking about the primogenship, and Andy seems to have taken the initiative, and he's trying to do most of the talking when possible. Just stay on the offensive, keep driving the conversation to, keep him from setting the agenda.
It's good then.
That is an intriguing offer. And I mean, it would if I can see that helping. It's a sound. It's a sound offer. However, I am uncertain if the prince would be entirely supportive of such a move.
Ah, yes, the prince. The prince dislikes underhanded dealings, even if they're sometimes a necessary part of politics, and your arrival and what you've done so far kind of rings a lot of warning bells in terms of the kind of people he's used to not being able to work with.
Anything in particular that you have that happens to have upset you?
Me, personally. Well, that is a interesting way of putting that. The Toreador are our natural allies. Far more so than Setites. After all, we are both Cameral clans. And when our allies are so deeply concerned, versus a upstart newcomer, forgive me the term, who the city doesn't even know, you can understand who I would have to side with if things are gonna come to a head. Now, it's not to say we intended to end you, but we certainly intended to put brakes on your efforts to, well, what some people would call corrupting the youth. It felt, I think, to the Toreador like an insult that you would walk in to the Elysium at a time of crisis and start an operation like that right in their domain without permission or really informing anyone while no one was essentially looking. Doesn't really look good when you start doing things like that and people get upset.
Do you think the prince would be appreciative of my bid for premiership if I promised him not to do that or anything like that?
No, that would be up to the prince. I don't think it would be enough. Not enough for him to trust you with a position of power. It feels like token appeasement at this point. And I think you would see it the same way. Kingmaker Andy.
What did you say?
Kingmaker Andy.
Well, I'll take what you said and your counsels to heart.
I understand that you feel like you need a position of strength to secure yourself in the city. But this city is relatively tolerant as long as you play nice with others. Please do consider actually backing off for a few months. It might be an easier way to get where you want to go.
This has been an enlightening conversation. Thank you for this.
Certainly. I hope to speak again with you sometime. Stands up, offers you his hand again.
I get it. I give it to him.
Okay. And the snake goes walking out of the room. Afterwards, Andy's gonna talk with you, Demi, and he's gonna ask you to speak with the prince, because it might be better coming from you, and ask that you pass on the message that he thinks this is a real fucking problem.
Very well. I will inform the prince.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, if the prince is here, but he's not staying at Elysium anymore, is it?
No, but he's gonna be there, let's say, the next night, so you can speak with him then.
And I'll just, if he's in office or just see about organizing a room. I'm not sure how he's working anymore.
There's usually a door, and it's kind of like if the door is open, you can come on in, and he'll tell you to close it if it needs to be a private conversation.
Yep, I'll close in. Good evening, Prince.
Benjamin.
Yes, well, I have no new information, but I'm here simply as a messenger right now. A dear friend said to pass on a message. Andy said after having a conversation with the Setite in question, proclaimed very boldly, this, and I quote, "This is a very fucking serious problem."
Yeah, the moment you mention Andy's name, you see him just focus on you and listen intently. I see. And what do you think, Benjamin?
Well, I mean, I've already shared my opinion previously. It has not been changed.
How would you resolve this? If you were the one making the decision.
Very good question. Well, I wouldn't want to step down to true cruelty, so I would not believe. Well, actually, can I just roll intelligence politics? Like, what would I exactly know? Like, what happens usually in these situations from what I've seen before?
Honestly, in a more traditional Camarilla domain, the prince would be wringing his hands by now, and what am I supposed to do? He's provoking the city. I can't help it if people try to assassinate him. I can only punish them when they're caught. Wink, wink.
But he has technically been caught, right? Before the Setite.
Well, I mean, my point is, like, the Setite technically isn't doing anything wrong by Camarilla law if he has permission to reside here. Kurt has kind of two options. He can revoke that permission, but under the rules that this city has proclaimed to live by, freedom, liberty for all, etc., decent treatment, he looks like fucking hypocrite. Or he can try and shank the fucker, or outmaneuver him politically. So 3 options, really.
Well, from at least from a traditional standpoint, usually, theoretically speaking,
I'm aware of the options. What would you do?
He's an ambitious fellow. Therefore, I believe that if we're able to see about denying him primogenship, and seeing about working that he doesn't have the most pleasant of stays, or at least anything fruitful, I believe he will be going for greener pastures.
Or, and I know plenty of vampires are like this in the city, are gonna start chanting fascist oppressor.
Well, obviously, we don't have to. We can do it in ways that don't have to be. That can be very subtle. obviously given enough time, but then the question is, do we want to afford time or not?
By all accounts, he does this a lot. Travels to cities spreading the word of Set.
Indeed. Even if you were to leave this city, it's simply putting a problem on another city. And how that would be influenced in the long run, no idea.
My concern is that he's not gonna leave until he's good and ready to leave if we just make his life unpleasant. He'll make do until whatever he came here to do is done.
So perhaps more executive action then?
Well, a prince cannot just randomly execute people. It wouldn't be right.
Well...
Oh, yes, he was an infernalist, confirmed by multiple elders, the sheriff, and the prince through thorough interrogation, Demi.
I understand completely, my friend. As case scenario, however, I believe there is still in question of the Assamite in the city, but I've not seen his skills.
Decimite is not an option.
Actually, do I know that? Actually, I don't remember out of character. Do Assamites and Setites hate each other, or are they okie dokie?
No, I'm gonna get to that. I have ways of getting information from his camp. He and the Assamites are really tight, apparently.
Interesting. He doesn't really have any mortal influence in the city yet to be able to use against him. So that's off the table as well. Currently on the spot, I have no idea of the proper action. I'd need some time to think.
How good are you at the psychic abilities of your clan?
Well, in terms of aspects, correct?
Yeah.
I've hit. I believe I've gotten to the point of high expertise. All things considering my generation.
Would you be willing to deliver a message for me?
To whom?
Before I say whom, I would be willing to offer a boon for this. And even if you refuse, I expect you to keep this to yourself.
Obviously.
He
Out of character, I have such a bad feeling about this.
he writes out on a piece of paper and starts a cross, bends the rules.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a lot better. Because there was actually something that hit me in my heart, because I thought that was going to be scary. I thought it was going to be written on it, Florin.
Florent he can reach himself, he just has to speak the name.
Lamau.
Why, hello, Jackalor. A mutual friend asked me to visit you.
Now, very well. What is the message supposed to contain?
Ask him for a personal meeting and tell him that there is a force of corruption in the city I would like neutralized.
That can be arranged. And I mean, I've seen the paper, so I'm not picking it with you. I know the name.
Yeah.
Will that be all, my prince?
Yes, please keep this discreet.
Obviously. And yeah, I'll leave. Now, out of character speaking, so the way I contact him, is that through astral projection or not?
That's kind of up to you. That was implied that might be safer, but it's your call.
I mean, telepathy, he's not there. Auspix 3, no. 2, no. 1, no. So, kind of has to be. And I'm not summoning the fucker. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So, I probably will be doing that. And I have 3 willpower right now. Wow. I want to die.
So, depending on how risky this ends up being, this will be somewhere between a minor and moderate boon. Potentially major if it backfires horribly, but that would require a bit of renegotiating. When it's like, okay, I'll owe you 1 without specifying, it's probably somewhere in the minor or moderate range.
Mm-hmm.
So, the prince is now offering boons for Benjamin to contact people to deal with you.
Great.
Salam alaikum, set tight bitch.
It's starting to look like you might actually get a majority council support. That's not a good look, Jackalor. Not for your continued living. So, Demi, how would you like to proceed?
Well, I suppose I will inform Samuel to keep guard in my room and have about 2 ghouls to be regular guards, sort of at inconspicuously, like, patrolling the hallway, essentially. While I then astral project myself.
Where do you go?
Please put on the map. And boy, I hope I don't fucking botch this, because that would be fucking horrible. Well, I'm not going to teleport right into their cairn. That's a bad idea. But yeah, I can actually keep moving, right? It's not like
I'll let you.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably be looking for sort of the outskirts of the area, and then sort of, slowly and surely proceed forward.
All right. Let's find the rules for this power, which...
Yeah, it has been... I think this is the first time anybody's using this power.
Yeah, I know.
Why? This power is so shit sometimes. It's so lovely, but it's not worth it at all.
This is going to be a difficulty 7 roll on perception awareness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got 8 dice on that, and it is a willpower point to activate it, right?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, then. So, 8 dice at 7. Let's... Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's not a botch.
Let's read which
Fucking
depends on a failure.
Is
Yeah,
it...
you're unable to pull yourself free from your body. This is the first time you've done this.
Makes sense. Oh boy, here comes it. So another willpower point to try and activate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. This is exactly what this power fucking sucks. Anything that uses willpower sucks.
Okay.
Hey, there we go. That's actually pretty fucking good with 3 successes.
So, it feels like you're constipated at first, and then it feels like you're falling, and then you can feel the city rushing past you like a blur, and you are standing in a hazy echo or shadow of the area near the cairn.
Look around. Do I notice anything? Like, I mean, obviously this is a projection. It's a pretty magical in its own right. So, I'm trying to specify, does anything look werewolfy?
No, but there are some strange things here. So, it looks like there are patches of what looks like mold on the ground in places. And other places where it looks like the mold has been burned. And there's just a few dried out strands at the edges left. And looking at it, you can see it's sort of... It's not like it's it's not like it's flesh, but it does seem to react to you. Especially if you're standing close, and the longer you look at it, it's like it tries to draw your attention to it, and it starts reaching towards you and growing in your direction ever so slowly.
Luckily, I think since this is an astral projection, I can kind of fly, so I can get away from the ground, right?
You can fly while projecting to the spot. Your legs are functioning perfectly fine here, however, so you can just move away from it. It's like, wait, it wasn't past that rock before. Did it grow an inch? That kind of thing. It's slow.
Yeah. And supposedly, I mean, I'm not quite sure who, if any of the werewolves are present, but I will essentially announce myself that I am present.
Okay. You announce yourself. A couple long minutes go by, and then you realize that your feet are wet.
Did it arrive already?
No, it's not the mold, it's water. Clear water that isn't flowing downhill and is flowing around you, wrapping upwards.
And I wish I knew what the fuck this is, because this is such a bad idea.
Eventually, it forms a face.
Yeah, I was not gonna say I'm not gonna move.
And it speaks to you. All you hear is the sound of a brook.
Of a what?
Brook, as in water flowing over rocks.
Oh, that. I've never heard that word before.
Okay.
Well, I don't,
You
let
don't
me just
speak
check-
spirit!
No, I don't speak, Aquan either. Or Celestial if you want.
Werewolves can speak spirit. You are shit out of
With a
luck.
gift.
It waits, speaks again, little more insistently, and slowly starts to squeeze.
Yes, I mean, I can only speak it in my native tongue, kinda. So, I'm just going to, be... Excuse me, I'm not quite proficient in spirit talk. My name is Benjamin Bywood Pleasure.
So, it squeezes you, not doing damage, but squeezes you tight enough to hold you still, and then it turns away from you, and you just hear the sound like a wave crashing on the shore as it every few minutes keeps calling out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody will be coming soon.
Eventually, a trio of werewolves approach. They arrive at the run, and then they stop for a second when they see you wrapped up by a water elemental. And then they sort of spread out and approach more cautiously, two of them flanking you, one approaching straight on.
Good evening. My name is Benjamin Bywood. It's a pleasure to meet you. Actually.
The werewolf gets real close and just sniffs at you. What's your current humanity?
Grant is 5. But yeah, there's some definite taint on me.
Leech.
Indeed, I am.
How did you cross over, Leech?
It's an ability.
Speak.
If I may notify why I am here in the first place, if I may.
Speak.
I was sent to see about perhaps arranging a meeting with Sir Bender Rules. A personal one.
With you.
Out of character, I'm trying to just forget because I forgot. This was supposed to be between Kurt and him, not me and
Yeah.
him. Yeah. No, I'm simply the messenger here. It's supposed to be between. Fuck, what's his last name actually?
You can literally call him the
Kurt.
prince. They might not even know his last name.
Fair enough. I'm referring to everybody like that. So, with a Sir Kurt Wade, and the current prince of, well, New Orleans.
Is this another trick?
No, it really isn't.
Wait here, Leech.
Very well.
He's gonna go a few steps away, call over one of the others. One of those is gonna go aside to a clump of trees, gonna spend like 3 minutes chanting before some kind of a squirrel creature appears and send it off running deeper towards werewolf territory.
I just like that instead of running themselves on all 4, they send a squirrel to go after 3 minutes of chanting. Legends, true.
They have to watch you. You're not supposed to be in the spirit world at all.
No shit.
This is highly illegal, Demi. Highly illegal.
An outstanding move as well.
Eventually, glory be to the ancestor spirits, more werewolves are gonna arrive. Looks like a whole nother pack, along with Bends the Rules.
I'm currently restrained, so
Yeah, he's gonna step up, stand in front of you. I remember you.
good evening, Sir Bends the Rules. I'd bow, but I'm currently restrained.
Strange, you look paler and younger on this side.
I've not seen my reflection yet, but thank you. I'm simply here as a messenger and simply wish to see about organizing a personal meeting between yourself and Sir Kurt Wade, the prince.
Why?
Well, on his note, there is a certain force of corruption in our city that we'd like to deal with, but due to more political reasons,
He raised
we
a
have
finger.
difficulties.
The Weaver worshippers were your allies and your idea. If you have a problem with them now, you can be the ones to try and get rid of them.
No, actually, it is a a leech, as your kind would say, that needs to be dealt with.
Deal with it yourselves.
We'd love to, but we're not in the position to, is the problem. Which is why
You see a
we'd
slow
like
smile just spread across his face. Ah. And what favor are you offering in return for cleaning up your inconvenience?
I have not been informed of that. I suppose that would be discussed during the meeting.
We have a lot of work to do here. We are willing to meet him on the edge of the Crippled One's territory. That will be neutral enough ground.
They're not crippled ones, okay. Very well then. May I perhaps see about a suitable time?
Well, crippled as in, you think he's referring to that in plural, so he probably means the Nosferatu.
Oh, okay. But may I perhaps see about a timing that fits you?
How urgent is this?
The sooner the better would be the best.
Tomorrow night.
Very well then. Thank you very much. Upon agreeing on this meeting.
5 a.m. Nice and close to the morning, so you don't have the time to try too much crap.
I understand.
Good. He can bring 2 bodyguards, I'll do the same.
Very well. And if I may ask for a personal favor? I cannot quite speak water spirits. Could you please tell it to unrestrain me?
And you're assuming that I can.
I don't know. They're much more spiritual than I am, that's for fucking sure.
Where the fuck is his list of abilities? I don't think he had spirit speech. He's a Ragabash, it's not his in clan. Yeah.
The ever powerful Ragabash. Can't speak spirit. Oof.
Well, they don't need, they can communicate in other ways. He is gonna look at the spirit, bow to it, and just make a gesture like spirit flows down your body and away into the ground.
And then I'll bow to Ben's rule. Thank you. Good evening, then.
Good evening.
And I suppose I'll just yoink myself back.
You made that your ringtone!
Yeah, that's my ringtone. Alarm, more specifically.
Blessed.
It wakes you up, my dude. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bacon, are you there? So,
Hello.
tell me, couple nights have passed. Where has Venita taken her investigation?
Okay, let me think. What was the last thing I learned?
think the last thing you did was talk to... I think it might have been Walda, because you were happy that her and Daniel were reporting all things that are horribly wrong.
Oh yes, all the. I think I would need to talk with the possible issue. What's the name? Harold.
With
And see
Harold?
what he knows. Yeah.
Why is he the issue?
Because I know about him in the past.
Ah, you want to make sure that he isn't causing problems. Well, Harold has been nowhere to be found for the last couple of days. Ever since the Setite along with the Gangrel neonates were, that thing happened in Elysium.
Okay, so I would speak to. Who else?
You can, in general, just ask around.
Yeah, I would ask around, but I also need to speak with the Ruha Trimogen.
Ah, yes. Sure. You arrange a meeting, and by arrange, demand one. So, early one night, she arrives at Elysium looking very, very fucking nervous. And presumably you sit her down in a private room, and she just... she looks like she's been called to the principal's office. That special kind of uncomfortable.
It's not wrong, somehow. What was her name? Okay. So, this one. Good evening. Sophia.
Good evening, Archon.
Well, I heard some complaints about our clan from your comrades in the city.
What complaints?
Something about harboring anarchs and not properly punishing their decisions. From what I recall, the prince, during his times, he had a very efficient ways persuading them. Why don't you continue with them?
What do you mean they're not doing anything wrong? They just have a problem with how some things are done.
Just recently, they got involved with issues set out on the city. Some other clans that won't be killed said that they didn't help as would be expected of them. I'm just curious to know how is the clan doing that others complain about.
What do you mean we didn't help? Saul died in the fighting.
With people living, what did she say?
She said that Saul died in the fighting, and that she, essentially doesn't see how they didn't help, because Saul died.
So you lost one member of your clan.
Well, yeah.
How many were lost during the conflict?
Well, just Saul, but
No, in the city in general.
what do you mean when New Orleans was originally taken?
No, until last few weeks during the recent conflict.
Just Saul.
No. Don't you know about this city in general because of the other clans?
Well, I don't see how it's our fault if they don't even ask us for our help.
You know how things usually are. They won't
No,
ask.
that's fucking bullshit. We're supposed to volunteer to get ourselves killed when they don't even ask for our help? When they needed our help, we went. We went to help guard the damn machine, and we went to help with the damn ship. It's not our fault if they couldn't be bothered to send a messenger when the chantry was getting invaded by werewolves. Or William apparently doesn't trust us, or didn't trust us, or whatever. It's not our damn fault if they don't ask us to help.
I will give you a tip. When you offer help, you are in the best position to extort them for favors later, using what your clan is good at. You have one of the strongest clans on the city. You can just do some small favors, small protections, and demand from them, because in the time of need, they don't have the manpower.
Okay. From what I know, the Toreador did exactly that. There's about half of them left now.
Well, I expect that your clan is better than the Toreador at that.
This is... So what, you have a problem with us supposedly not doing enough? What the fuck?
It's not I just other clans complained about it. I wanted to know
Well,
if they are.
fuck them! If they have a problem, they can bring it up with me, not go behind my back like fucking bitches. Sorry.
My job is to talk to everyone and get everyone honest opinion. I'm trying to get yours now. And
Yeah,
you are
my
doing
honest
well
opinion
on
is
defending
that my
yourself.
fellow clans or fellow members of the council are fucking bitches. For knocking on me for something that isn't even my fault, well, to you, because that's bullshit.
Yeah, she looks very interested. Motions to continue.
No, really, like, what the fuck? We didn't help enough? Nobody gives a fuck. We're, what, like, the trash clan or whatever, just filled with anarchs and people they don't even want help from? And then it's our fault when they don't ask for our help because we supposedly didn't volunteer to throw ourselves under fucking werewolf claws for them. Fuck them! They can't even be bothered to ask, it's their own damn fault. And she's full out yelling by this point. Elysium is definitely hearing that.
Yep, I know. Yeah, that's very good, no?
Congratulations, you have spread more hatred and chaos between the clans, Bacon. I'm proud.
Yep. I mean, just let me check one thing quick. Oh, okay, it's not even against her nature to create chaos with the Bruja.
Well,
She would
your job
honestly
is
like-
to make sure that the cities are loyal and working towards the larger Cameral agenda. And essentially so that, like, really your job is first and foremost to make sure they don't go to war with each other. Because that kind of shit drains a lot of resources.
Yeah, it didn't help that much, but a bit of chaos with destabilizing the Bruja would be good for me, I think.
Just make sure that the prince starts seeing the Anarchs as a big problem.
Yeah, because if they continue to grow with the Anarchs, they may flip soon, considering how this city is going to shit. They are the largest clan, no losses, just one guy.
Yeah, no, that's a problem.
Oh, good. Thank you for expressing yourself and your concerns with the rest of the city. Now, about the recent days, what do you know about what happened to the Tremere Chantry and information you got? I hear there was just tell the events of the day on your point of view.
I know. William fucked up somehow. He had some kind of teleporting thing in there. Maybe the werewolves hijacked it or something. Maybe he screwed up. They got in somehow and started killing people, from what I hear. And then, well, William lost it and kablooey. How the fuck am I supposed to know? None of our guys were there.
How the city worked to deal with, just tell what happened afterwards.
What happened afterwards? First thing I heard about it was, you know, that everyone was supposed to gather there for an emergency council meeting. Then suddenly, this motherfucker comes in, throws in a demon on the table. Demon nearly possesses Prince, nearly possesses the Toreador Primogen. Everyone's screaming about how everyone's getting corrupted. And suddenly these dudes in like these armored suits show up, zap the fucking thing somehow, put it in like a iron box and drag it off.
Okay, so this is okay. You were the first one to tell about this meeting and these events. Good.
What the fuck?
The prince didn't inform me about this meeting and what happened during it.
Oh, I see.
Interesting. So, the fuck up that drove the demon, I suppose it was the Nosferatu Primogen that was later executed.
Well, yeah.
What
I
did
mean, he
say-
tried to use a demon to corrupt the prince. He was a fucking infernalist.
What did exactly said when he got in there?
I don't fucking remember. He said he had taken it from William.
Okay, and the demon tried to possess the prince.
I mean, yeah, like the people with the psychic stuff said that the prince was giving some really weird orders. And then they like scanned him and I think he fought it off or something, and I'm actually I'm actually gonna roll for her to resist the bloodborne because this is where she can get Kurt killed. She should be at full. So it's a difficulty 8 or so, the way we roll with it. Yeah, no, he fought it off. It's just it could only influence him for a second. He was too strong.
Okay. Well, anyways, thanks for this vital information. Good thing you told me that. Oh, the turret of Primogen was also affected, right? That's what you
I
said?
think it tried to, but he let. There was this weird. Yeah, I think it tried to. I'm not sure how well it worked.
Okay. Oh. This meeting proved very fruitful. Thank you for the wonderful information. I love when the people speak their issues to me so I can know how this is going to happen. Thank you very much for that.
I can go now.
Yes, sure. You did very well.
Okay. Now, who would the Bruja dislike here? Actually, no, who would Sophia dislike? Yeah. So, Benjamin. You have heard the yelling, and there's a small crowd gathered. Sophia comes out, sees the crowd, sees Walda, and just immediately rushes towards Walda. Just grabs her by her shirt, lifts her up. You fucking slimy bitch! How dare you!
I'm just going to, seeing as there's violence and the prince is no longer here in his office. There needs to be stability to the fucking, Elysium. So, with my cane on the floor,
She stops while they're still dangling feet off the ground. Turns her head, looks at you.
please, not here.
Walda's gonna actually speak at this one. Yes. You don't like confrontations. Just run along to your little hole. She throws Walda.
Yeah, I'm just probably gonna speak up. Valda, please don't agitate the people.
Oh no, she has 8 strength. And she's activating potent. She's gonna yeet Walda. So this is gonna be a strength athletics to see if she can aim Walda for a window.
Yeah, that's fair.
Walda is not aerodynamic and very heavy. This can be difficulty 8.
Oof.
Is she spending battle potents?
So you just see
Holy
Walda
shit.
just smash through the window, chunks of wood digging into her flesh and go falling like, I made a horrible mistake, look on her face.
In the background, you just hear Malkavian say, "Hey, I know that meme. Like that's gonna happen in 40 years."
So she just went, that's an exceptional success, that's 9 successes. And she's falling 4 floors. And that's lethal. Because going through glass and wood.
Oh yeah, fair.
Walda has 2 soak dice. Walda is now torpid.
Oh god!
Wow.
You fucking assholes, every one of you! Fuck all of you. She makes a beeline for the stairwell.
Well,
You could order her stopped. You would be within your rights to use violence at this point. She just assaulted a primogen.
that is true.
And in Elysium.
In Elysium.
Yeah. I'm going to just basically look at her and tell her, stop right there if you would.
She raised the middle finger, keeps walking.
I'm going to summon her.
Okay.
I can do that. I'm the keeper of Elysium.
Well, you've met her plenty of times. And she rolls to ignore presence and keeps walking.
Wait. Nani?
She just said nope.
Right. Gather up Samuel and 2-3 ghouls. Go apprehend her.
Okay. So Samuel, 2 other ghouls, they bring the shotguns. They're ready to roll.
Right. Get her on the first floor as fast as possible. Chop chop. And just to go look, while they're doing that, I'm gonna go look out the window and see, where's Valda? Where's Valda?
Valda is smashed on the ground and not moving, with several large pieces of wood and glass sticking out of her back.
She's quite a large lady. Get 3 ghouls and see about getting her inside as soon as possible.
Okay, you send more ghouls. So, Samuel is gonna try and apprehend Sophia. So, let's see if he catches up first. So, Dex Athletics. Yay. So, okay, he catches up.
God damn, Samuel.
So, Sophia's gonna roll manipulation intimidation.
Oh, she's dominating?
No, she's trying to tell him that, do you really want to do this, kid? Given that he's bloodbound, it's kind of a tough proposition. You know what? It's enough to make him hesitate. For just a moment. So she's gonna go in for a swing and sucker punch him.
Wow.
Just see how... Yeah, she's low on blood, so this is gonna get fun. Activate Potence! So, do celerity. Because...
Isn't she low on blood? Why is she
she's not
this?
activating it, but it gives her extra dice still.
Oh, that, okay.
And somehow she misses. And then it's normal initiative. Okay. Fuck. I guess,
I think 2 primogen are going to end up torpid before the night is done.
Yeah, Samuel's not the best at. And the 2 ghouls. I'm not sure.
they're gonna go on Samuel's.
Ah, okay.
So, she's gonna activate 2 points of celerity. And she's gonna try and lay out Samuel again. Actually, no, this is a bad idea and she's smarter than that. Kind of. She's just gonna take off flat out running with all the celerity. Fuck it. She doesn't need to be here. The noose is gonna be tightening. And, yeah. You can say that Samuel is gonna get 1 chance to shoot her. Before she managed to get completely out of sight. because he rolled so damn well on his thing.
Oh, he's aiming for the head. Nice. That's what I'd like to see. Ouch.
She had what, like 3 soak, I think. Okay.
She's slowed.
She's slowed. She's gonna spend a willpower for this turn to keep.
The other ghouls don't get a shot. You don't get a chance or no.
Given that it's a lot of moving through stairwells and the like, and it opens up right at the bottom floor, it's kind of Samuel ends up being in their way. So we're gonna roll off her wits streetwise to see if she can manage to evade Samuel. And it's gonna be a contested thing.
She's definitely gonna do that.
Let's spend another willpower on this actually, because she isn't quite that good at it.
She's good at it.
Samuel,
That's so close.
yeah, one of the ghouls reports back that she tried attacking them. Samuel is trying to pursue her. She went running. He landed a pretty good shot on her, but he tried to keep up, but he lost the rest of them. So
Understandable.
then our revolt has begun, Demi.
What you gonna do?
You can thank Bacon for that. He gave you an excuse to end all of them.
Please, everyone, use the opportunity well to fuck off the Jyhad. They are even helping the city. Just get rid of them.
Yeah. By the time you come out, because I assume you took a strategic pause in there, Bacon, Bold is being brought in. It looks like she got torpered. There's pieces of wood sticking all the way through.
I know that the... Oh wait, William isn't here to wake her up.
Dun dun dun!
Oh god, I think I know someone that could possibly wake her up.
I'm going to approach the Archon, by the way, after Valda's been dragged in.
Mm-hmm.
And just be, good evening, Archon.
Good evening.
If I may just ask for a, favor.
Go ahead.
Could you please not, antagonize the kindred of this city in the least?
Oh!
Oh! That's a challenge to your authority. That's as uppity as the high up. For an elder, that's like throwing a glove in your face.
Everybody heard it. Everybody knows. You cannot. This happened primarily. She just got a kindred killed.
Killed?
There's gonna be repercussions for this.
For you, perhaps?
Well, he's a personal friend of her, Justicar. Or, well, friend. They're good acquaintances, you know?
Well, excuse me, Keeper. I'm sorry that trying to understand the problems of the city, there's so much conflict inside that just sitting it makes someone go outrageous, and for some reason, you didn't stop the happening. I thought it was your authority to keep the order inside this place.
Oh, I did, actually. I did actually stop it for a mere second. Obviously, what happened after was the blame of the individual who is currently torpid. No, I'm just simply trying to politely ask if you could, for the rest of such meetings, with some more specific individuals, try to keep manners, at least a tone, in a bit more of a calm demeanor.
if your city has so glaring issues that the consequence, my objective here is to know what's going on. For example, Sophia was one of the first to tell that the events that happened during the meeting that you had, you and the other Primogen with the brands, stuff that should have been come to my attention before due to the urgency of what happened.
And this could not have happened in a more calming way.
To be fair, Demi, if you can't keep people on the Primogen Council from actively yeeting each other as their elder in Elysium, the city is fucked.
That's why we're trying.
You weren't trying.
Okay, how do I react in a split second when she stops and then Valda does something? I have no time to react to that shit.
I mean, it's a Bruja. The first thing you should have done is dominate her because it's Walda and a Bruja.
Yes,
Let's
I
be
am
real.
technically allowed to do that in Elysium, in our Elysium rules, but obviously I try not to do that as the first step.
No, it's within your authority. You're required to demand that she stops.
Effectively, Demi, it's your job to put the boot in if the boot needs to be put in.
Yeah, but didn't we agree that the city, as in
It's
terms
a
of
judgment call. Yeah, it's your call. That's not issue. The issue is that he's making a case that you made the wrong fucking call.
I mean, fucking sure, I know what I didn't, but okay.
No, your position is clearly that you didn't. That's fine. By the way, I want both of you to roll manipulation etiquette here as a contested thing.
Sure.
Okay, she isn't that good at it, but she has a bunch of willpower.
So it's contested. So it's at 6, right?
Yep.
Right.
You ready, Bacon?
That's with willpower.
Yeah, with willpower.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, well, in that case, there is no clear winner there.
Makes sense.
It's just fuck, they be fighting. This bad.
Both. Yeah.
This bad. Okay.
In any case, I have to inform the sheriff of the occurrences that have just happened. Good evening, Archon.
Good evening, Benjamin.
Not even the title or last name. Oof.
It would be so good if Vinita had specializations. It could be a 7 successes there.
So you call the sheriff?
I mean, yeah, sheriff and then Prince, because Prince isn't currently here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You probably end up calling like Sybil, who then ends up contacting the sheriff. What is the message that you pass on? How do you define the problem?
There's been a scuffle in Elysium that may require your attention.
That's it? Any more details you leave?
Between, I'll just say between Sophia Griffin and where is it? Valda LaRose.
Okay. And there is something I need to roll. Nope. Okay. Had to check. So, Shirley's gonna show up quickly, in like half an hour.
Mm-hmm. Balda's probably been left in like probably like a private bedroom or something because we're not gonna leave her torpid body right in the middle of Elysium.
Hmm. Okay. Do you leave any guards by the body?
Yes. Two ghouls as usual at the door.
Okay. So Michelle walks in. Benjamin.
Michelle?
So what
Sheriff.
the fuck happened?
In short, in summarization, essentially, Sophia was currently was in a conversation with the Archon.
Mm-hmm.
Things got a bit heated. Sophia came out, attempted to kind of attack, or at least pick up Valda from the ground. I tried to stop it. Valda did her usual, and well, then she got thrown out the window.
Okay.
And trying to try to apprehend, obviously, Sophia, but and sending
So
some
they had a
ghouls after.
scuffle. Okay. I get a feeling that you wouldn't be. How bad is it?
Well, currently Valda is in torpor.
How?
Well, Sophia seemed to have a quite powerful quite a powerful throw through the window and falling 4 floors. So
I'm just imagining she just picks Walda up and just yeets her head first towards the window and she just hits it with her back as she rotates.
yes, and perhaps with an unlucky fall as well, she seemed to have bits and pieces that have rendered her torpor.
For fuck's sake. The meeting is tonight. I'm busy preparing. I'm gonna delegate this to Sybil and Vincent. They can question people and try and bring in the Bruja fucking Primogen. God fucking damn it. I'm gonna need a
Thank
list
you,
of
Sheriff.
witnesses from you.
Well, I'll sort of just look around Elysium because there were people here.
Yeah, you can just drop a list of who the
Yeah,
fuck was there.
some of the individuals. Yeah, there were quite a number of people.
Walda did support Jackalor. I don't think Walda is supporting Jackalor anymore.
I don't think.
Okay. So, that's that. Okay. Let's see. How would Kurt arrange this and what would it cost?
Everything.
Mm-hmm. Jackalor. Roll danger sense.
Certainly.
I'm gonna roll Kurt's charisma.
Difficulty?
Difficulty is 6. This is a direct threat.
F. F.
Okay. So that would cost a great deal. So, let's see. Manipulation, politics for Ben's the rolls to see how much he does on his side. Yeah, it's gonna cost a bit. Oh, God fucking damn it.
Goddamn rag bashes.
Yeah, no, I know how this would work out. This is so fucking stupid. Yeah, no, I know how this is gonna work out. Okay, yeah, Kurt's gonna be back the next night. So, Sybil and Vincent, they return, and Sybil tells you on the DL dummy that they were able to find Sophia, but she wouldn't come with them. And about half the clan, Bruja, was getting ready to go off the grid with her.
That seems like a Bruja problem to me. I'll just probably ask, has the prince been informed of this?
Not yet, we couldn't reach him. He's supposedly busy tonight. Gonna pass the message on, but this seems like a problem.
Very much so, yes.
Harold!
In care.
Yes, you were saying to me.
I was just gonna be, damn those set tights.
Harold!
Yes.
So, you have had a chance to visit your neonates again. They seem to be learning well about Kane and slowly detoxing off of set bullshit. When who was it? I think it was Fred. Fred's gonna visit you. Oh no, not Fred, Frank. Frank is gonna visit you. And
Okay.
he's gonna ask if he can speak with all four of you.
It should be fine.
Okay, so I heard something interesting. How do you feel about Camarilla? They're kind of douchey sometimes, aren't they?
Oh, that's certainly true.
So, it looks like the Bruja have finally had enough of the bullshit and getting a bunch of people killed during the Crusade and and the Archon now trying to pin the blame on, you know, the fighting clans because we didn't get more of ourselves killed. And she's decided to go her own way. How do you guys feel about joining her?
And what does it entail?
Well, she was throwing the term Baron around, so...
But I can't deny a certain sympathy. Back in the day, Clan Gangrel had a different way of life, you know.
Do it!
Ems is also saying to do it. This has been...
How many of the clans support this?
Daniel's kind of iffy on it. But he wasn't against the idea outright.
Oh, sure, you have my support.
Sweet, sweet, I'll let her know we're in.
And this is how elders end, with thunderous applause.
The Revolutionary Committee has decided your fate, Jackalore.
You know, the thing is, back when, like, David Gray was in the city, he was just ahead of his time.
By a bit, yeah.
Just a few years.
Okay, so, Clan Gangrel goes dark. Oh, woo, fuckers!
There's nothing dark about democracy.
Olaf can finally find his place in the city. I don't think there's a single member of Clan Gangrel that's really gonna stay on the Camarilla side is the most fucked up bit. Well, Eliza might, but she doesn't give much of a fuck either way anyway, so... God fucking damn it. Yeah, no, if both of you and Daniel are okay with it, then the entire clan is going.
I guess you're moving them out of the Camarilla folder.
God damn it.
And you should probably move Kurt and his loyalists out of the Bruja folder.
So,
You know, this
Big-
was doomed to happen once they killed Halfdan, the greatest poet of our time.
Bacon, I'm gonna need you to roll Danger Sense at difficulty 7, because you have to go before this can become a free state.
Botch.
Danger sense his Auspex.
Yes, your
Yes,
Auspex
aspect
rating
rating.
at 7.
7. And I suppose no willpower is possible to spend because it's a reactive thing.
Yeah.
And it's rolling, I think.
I believe
Yep.
in you can watch
Rolling
this.
to dice.
He failed.
He failed. Okay. So... Fucking God. Kurt comes back the next night and informs you, Benjamin, as a sheriff in a meeting that there is a joint operation with the werewolves that has to be undertaken to prevent the summoning of another demon.
No. I probably just look at Michelle and it's like, fuck.
He just looks between... Oh no. What happened?
Oh yeah, Michelle knows too.
My prince, there has been an incident. Sophia had a talk with the Archon and there was an altercation with Walda. Oh no. Apparently Walda has been talking shit as usual. And the Archon let that bit slip, apparently. Somehow. Might have been deliberate. You said she's too experienced to fuck up like that? Anyway, Walda is currently torpid and the Malkavians are picking her up later tonight. And Sophia has declared herself Baron of New Orleans. Kurt just slams the table. What the fuck? I was gone for half a night.
Good job, Bacon.
Kurt is gonna try
I
and
know.
summon Sophia. So that was Charisma Subterfuge?
I think it was. Damn.
Damn. Well,
Yes, charisma subterfuge.
okay.
Ooh.
Fails the first resist. Fails the second. Only
Damn, she has willpower.
She does. Fails the third.
Holy, come on.
Succeeds at the last one.
That's so sad.
That's good. Oof.
She lost like 5 willpower so far. Jesus.
So, one of the Zimitzi is there. You're
One of
meeting in the
oh, yeah.
swamps outside the park. Sophia arrives late for the first meeting of the Revolutionary Council. And her child says that he is gonna explain because she has to resist the prince's summons and needs all her attention. And he tells you that she has been bloodbound to the prince for the longest time, and for the good of the cause, until the bloodbond has worn off, she will accept being staked and tortured. Please wake her when the city is anarch. They have informed the Free State, and they are kind of happy to jump on the opportunity to distract the Camarilla from attacking them, so they're going to be sending ghouls and weapons.
Oof.
And yeah, about half the Bruja clan is there, and all of the Gangrel, and several people from other clans. Leslie showed up from the Malkavians. From the non-aligned clans, it's just Vicky, Noventru. From the Nosferatu, it's probably Patricia showed up. No one invited her. Everyone's like, wait, did you invite her? No. But she's there. No one from the Toreador or the Tremere, obviously. But
Okay, I've never felt like this before, but I think this is the first time where I legitimately want to systematically make a race extinct.
Which one?
All the ones that don't agree with me.
Oh god.
Now you're ready to
Genocide.
serve the
Say that.
Emperor, Demi. You are ready to serve the Emperor.
Yeah, you are seeing the true light. Good for you, Demi.
In his holy name, Demi.
You know, I thought it was going to be bad, but actually, this is something good. Because they're
Yes,
going
a city
against
that's
Kurt.
already been pretty well bled loses like another third of its members.
Oh no, but the point is, the fear was Kurt leading them. Now they're purposely going against Kurt.
Okay.
It's somewhat of a good thing.
So you had meetings arranged to schmooze some more with important people? No one's there to meet with you, Jackalor. Everyone cancelled tonight. And you had that thing about being in great danger from the establishment earlier.
Yeah, I'm going underground.
Okay, yeah.
I'm finding the tiniest hole I could possibly find and going there with as a snake.
Yeah, Camilla just, she noticed that something fishy's up. She tells you that, call her in a week. Let her know how it went. She has another city to be in. Good luck.
Again, I'm going to the tiniest hole I can possibly find and going into there as a snake.
Okay.
With an escape route, preferably.
Vinita, the Archon, one of the other Archons, informs you that the informants in the Free State have detected a mobilization of troops, and the word on the street is that they're heading to New Orleans to liberate the city.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much. I was expecting more of Kurt purging half of his clan.
Yeah, like, your orders are to coordinate with the nearby cities and arrange for them to get as many reinforcements there as possible, as quickly as possible, because this time New Orleans calls for aid. This is gonna get bad.
Oh, so I have to leave the city and the danger. First, yeah, she's going first to the name of the one. What cities?
Houston?
Yeah,
Oh.
Houston.
Okay. So sorry, Prince, have to leave. Off to Houston, bye! So,
Yeah.
Harold,
Yeah.
Leslie offers you a potential compromise.
Oh.
The Malkavians have always been unhappy with Kurt. And despite what Sophie did, she thinks that Wald is more of an anarch at heart than a Camarilla fuck-up. If you could wake her, there's a good chance she might be able to convince the entire clan to throw in with you.
I'm willing to try to wake her.
Okay, and Walder gets woken early.
Harold can very easily go through my Elysian defenses, but the non-existent power.
By this time, she would have been recovered by Malkavians, unless you kept her.
Yeah, that's true.
So, the way this kind of works out is that the city gets carved up into multiple baronies, because Kurt, faced with anarchs and a popular uprising like this, he's not gonna fight them, because he's always, funnily enough, believed that listening to the will of the people is the way to a stable fucking situation. And he wants that more than straight up power. For him, power is a means to an end. So, he is willing to go anarch, especially since he's pissed with the fucking Camarilla. And he's gonna end up being in charge of one of the areas in the center of the city. So, Benjamin, when are you leaving this mess?
Well, I'd probably, when he declares that, I'd probably have me being me, I'd probably be having a conversation with Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
And just simply seeing about, essentially, I'm not an anarch by heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could then, since this is still your domain and this has had a change, and I'm now technically affiliated with a different sect, may I ask for safe passage out of the city?
Yeah, he tells you that as long as you obey the rules of the city, he and the other barons will ensure that any kindred that comes here is treated with decency and respect.
Thank you, Kurt. It was a pleasure working with you.
The Justicar is very unhappy with you, Vinita, but she gets toppled a couple of months later by her child. So you're good.
Oh, fine.
She got removed for incompetence in dealing with the Anarch Free State.
Yep.
Just like in canon.
Oh, wait, we are actually making canon happen.
Holy shit. Okay, who's gonna edit the wiki page?
So, here's the thing. Houston and Memphis stay Camarilla nominally, but they are so filled with anarchs and anarch sympathizers that any move against New Orleans is kind of doomed before it starts, because it means that there's instantly going to be rebellion in those two cities as well. So this ends up being kind of a border zone where there's sort of a tolerance between sects, mostly because it's more of a shitstorm if you're not. And it isn't quite the, how to put this, the League of Independent Princes here. but certainly the city retains a certain amount of power and influence. It just shifts from being one prince to being a council, and I think Kurt is still treated kind of as a first among equals. Not the least of reasons being that he was actually willing to step down and convert over, because, you know, he actually listens to what the people want, as opposed to being a complete fuck-up. So, Demi, Benjamin goes on to a Cameral city that hasn't fallen to the scourge.
Yeah, which city is that? What cities exist though?
Springfield.
No.
Well, Memphis withstood the Cameral scourge by arriving at a compromise, but it's kind of similar to what happened in New Orleans, right? There, the compromise is barely on the side of Camarilla. Here, the compromise is barely on the side of being anarch. The
Fair enough.
strongest remaining Camarilla city is probably Houston, but there it's less anarch sympathies and more the fact that they are indebted and grateful to New Orleans. Which is, again, why they won't stand for any attempt to remove the city, because who the fuck will ride to their aid?
There's only... Huh. Yeah, no, I'd probably still be, just going to another city, and even if it's like has anarch leniencies, just to try and, do my job of making Clan Tory strong again.
Okay. When you come out of your hole, Jackalore, you are brought before the Revolutionary Council. So, it's gonna be probably something like 3 or 4 baronies. Up north, we have the park area, where the Gangrel and Malkavians make their havens. And it's probably nominally led by Daniel, but it's kind of a mixture of Daniel, Harald, and Walda in charge. In the south, well, Sophia is technically in charge, but it's a while before she wakes the fuck up. In the center, it's Kurt, and he kind of has the strongest one because he has the remnants of the Toreador and Ventra under him, as well as a couple of the Bruja, which means that he has a lot of influence, and he controls the city center. And we have the... and also... The Tremere do eventually build a chantry. They are tolerated as long as they don't over-fortify it. But they're there on sufferance.
Anti-Nosferatu.
The Nosferatu kind of have their own little barony over in the corner, but they aren't that politically significant. They're just kind of going their own way.
That's pretty good for my new character.
Okay. So, Jekyll, when you come out, you're brought before the Revolutionary Council and you're informed that you stand in the United Baronies of New Orleans. Unfortunately, Kurt is on the center seat of the council. So you are still here, Snake.
I have mostly been unavailable, yes, to... Oh, I hear there's new management in town.
Indeed. Unfortunately, the Archon that precipitated this mess managed to escape. But that leaves the question of what to do with you. You've caused as much chaos as she did. More, in fact.
I'm wounded. I did my...
I propose to the council that the choice should be between banishment and death. Daniel? Seconded, banishment or death? Does the council wish to put this to a popular vote? Or should this be decided by the council? Sophia's representative is gonna go with popular vote and Daniel is gonna back that. So, you have like a week where members of the city are allowed to see you under supervision and you can make your case for them as to why they shouldn't yeet you. They're doing democracy, Athens style. You're about to be ostracized, bitch.
I didn't do any chaos. It's sad.
You do have backers. They feel like you helped inspire this rebellion, some of them. What are the arguments you put forward to the gathered peoples of this fucked up city?
I put forward that I was actually working to help start a revolution in the city, and that I wanted to do it slowly and deliberately. And I'm willing, if they seek my expulsion for crimes I have not committed, I am going to stand by their decision.
Okay. You do that with like 3 people before... Like on the 3rd night, there's a large gathering of everyone, including the ones that already spoke to you, and Kurt just shoves a piece of bone into your hand and tells you to recite your motivations for doing what you did.
God damn it.
He just has this look on his face and just like a small smile like, try it now, bitch. What were your actual motivations?
My actual motivation was to support the freedom and peace through Set.
Mm-hmm.
And that
You do have the option of just remaining silent. They aren't compelling you to speak.
okay.
It's up to you.
I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to stay silent.
Okay. Luckily for you, most of the city aren't as hardcore as some here. So... And also Sybil argues for mercy. Because you did end up helping the city find its soul. So they are gonna expel you. With a, like, 2/3 majority. They tell you not to come back.
Oof.
The just car frenzies when she hears that the free baronies of New Orleans has been declared. Like, motherfucker, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. That also makes the Cameral offensive and the stalemate of the Free State choke. So with those forces disrupted and distracted, the Anarch Free State is free to fuck its own day up, as opposed to the Camarilla doing it for them. So, yeah, you can guess how this might go in the future. We might return at some point and play Anarch, Elder Zoran Scylla. But, well, since we're moving into the epilogue, let's first of all go around the table and say how we feel about where this ended up and how your current character feels about the way it ended. Demi,
Well, the session was pretty good overall.
what about the campaign?
You know, I knew from chapter 1, episode 1, it was gonna go downhill.
Little did you know how far.
Well, considering you're my storyteller, yes.
My battery is dying. Be right back. Have like a minute.
Okay. And how does Benjamin feel about how this went?
This city was just fucked. The new world is fucked, actually.
Wow, someone in the chat is upset about New Orleans falling to the Anarchs.
Yes.
Oh, God fucking. Kurt has finally fulfilled his destiny and become a baron. Moobot always at the best of fucking times, putting in. Jackalor,
Yes.
how do you feel about how the campaign is ending?
Could have been worse. Could have been better.
And how does your Setite feel?
Things went surprisingly well. I'm not dead. I can technically appeal to get this lifted because I'm not dead, and I can and also I could maybe return here someday.
Wow. Optimistic. I think Bacon is still plugging in the computer, so Nyaxi.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty good overall.
Well, well, I wasn't in the previous arcs, but this one was it was chaotic but good.
Okay. And how does Harold feel about where the city ended up?
Well, it's certainly in a better place than he found it, so pretty good.
Fucking damn it.
So, Nyaxi was with us for how many sessions? Like 10?
Let's
Perfect.
see.
Okay, chat, who would like to replace Nyaxi for Rogue Trader?
Hi, Dallas.
Well, approve of this message, but we're not replacing Nyaxi, we're replacing Demi.
Hello, excuse me?
I know who's going to replace Demi.
Okay. Bacon, how do you feel about where the campaign ended?
Like Demi said, really, it took 3 arcs to go Anarch. Really? Like, I expected it would take like
You
3
did
weeks.
this! You made Kurt a force of order, you piece of shit! You broke the plan!
I was expecting 3 weeks until we flipped Anarch since the beginning. I never expected to last like a few months playing as the prince. And then Epic was trying to hold the city together. Like, fuck that. Yeah, it wasn't my objective with Finita, but it ended well overall in the campaign.
You know, that is a really good question. How would Epic react if he saw what we did to his baby?
He would either say he's completely okay at it and just die a little inside, like he usually does, or if he was really pissed, he would take a long walk.
So mean.
Yeah. In character, it was oh, yeah. I was trying. I know it could happen, but I fucked up a little bit. But that's what you get when you give a very sociable character to me. I tend to fuck up a little bit.
Little
I think you did
bit.
actually pretty well.
Sabotage the entire offensive against the fucking Anarchs and spawning new Anarch city, a strong Anarch city, and one that's capable of organizing itself in the Camarilla backside.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Sophia, I didn't expect to go that far. I thought it could get some trouble, but I wasn't expecting such a reaction. And she, like,
She
I
was a
forgot that
hardcore Anarch from Arc 1. Kurt just
Yeah,
had her
but
bloodbound.
yeah, I thought that with her being bloodbound, but I think what got it was when she hit Volda, like the last trigger.
Yeah, no. When it became clear that she has to either lick their boots just to survive or go all the way, she just snapped.
So
Honestly, if the Demi wasn't had known how to put his foot down, he would have been good.
okay, let's say it's a collective fuck up, but in the end, we all want to play Anarch, right?
The approach
Isn't-
of "stop right there, miss, you're under arrest" might have been the wrong one.
Yeah.
But does anyone wish to share how some of their old characters would have felt about these happenings? Demi.
David
actually-
Gray. I knew this would happen.
How would
how many characters?
how would Halfdan have felt about this, Demi?
Never should have come here.
You tried to do this when the city first fell.
Well, it wasn't really anarch leaning, as it was just that demeanor of an, but fair.
Okay.
Yeah, Milford would like, oh, that's great, but Alan would just go ahead and rampage to the city until he dies.
What about OYSC?
Oh, he would probably. Oh, okay, cool. Can I still have the sewers?
Okay. And now the all important question. How would William have felt about this?
Nuke the city.
I have been preparing for this day as he's drawing bloody sigils on the totem.
Fucking.
But yeah, right after a war is the time when revolutions happen, and this was just at the right place at the right time. We could play it out for several more sessions, but Kurt isn't gonna get the rest of the vampires of the city killed by fighting a war that doesn't really have much of a point.
Yeah. What did he end up giving to the werewolves?
All the information on the technocracy and all the info they could gather and he could get on the Nefandi, and a promise to send his cannon fodder in as the first wave against the Nefandi base.
Okay.
So like I said,
Not that bad.
pricey but not impossible.
Yeah. What? And they were supposed to kill me?
They are supposed to hunt you down and remove you discreetly. Horrible accident, the werewolves must have got him. So careless of him, should have hunted more carefully.
Instead of waiting to hiding in a hole. Like a real snake.
Honestly, he should have rolled the luck die because some of the holes in their ground are trapped.
Okay, so Does anyone have any questions about things that were going on behind the scenes?
Just make us an ST.
No, fuck you.
Nani.
I might reveal cheats on a case-by-case basis, but...
How close were the Nerfandi to actually summoning the demon?
They were close. Not ready to do it just yet. That whole explosion was just to harvest a fuck ton of magic while the harvesting was good. But in the next couple of months in game, they would have actually done the ritual. They were expecting to do it years from now until they had that huge influx of magic, so they weren't ready to go in an instant.
What huge influx of magic?
The dark magic they were able to harness from a massive poisoning of the environment.
Ah, okay.
And all the deaths on board and the like. You know, little things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Because I've actually realized something that on this map that we've never used. What the fuck is located up here? Did you leave anything there?
No, there's nothing hidden there. There's just outskirts.
Damn, that's empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Not that many people, nothing of value. It kind of just left, ignored.
That's sad.
How many demons were there and what were the Fae doing? Well, the Fae, originally they were interested in gathering magical secrets, because that's what their house does, but when they started to learn discreetly just how fucked the city was, in part by listening into Malkavians via stealth, they just decided to just tippy toes. Let's not have too much of this, okay? Just super careful, like. As far as as far as demons were concerned, it was... Of actual named ones, there were only two. Florin and the one they yeeted out of that jade statue.
Lama.
Well, there was a third one I had made for being summoned eventually, but that was going to be like the Arc 4.
Okay, I have one question. If I didn't eat William, what was I supposed to eat?
People, not vampires.
No, you were paid to lower my generation.
Yeah, no, I was just going to backstab Emps on that one.
Oh.
What
I have to
happened?
ask though.
What happened to Halfdan? Halfdan got quietly executed after Florin yeeted an Elder Archon in a fair fight, which I played out behind the scenes.
How did the Fae feel about Thorbrand dying?
They were deeply upset about it. They had outstanding contracts he was supposed to do for other freeholds.
Other question. Was this the good ending?
There is no good ending.
It looks
It's
like
like
good
Bloodlines. It's like Bloodlines too. Some endings are absolutely horrible, but most are sort of kind of okay. Or not Bloodlines 2, or the original Bloodlines, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the go with nines ending.
So I have a question. If we do come, if we ever do come back to this as Anarchs, right? Are we playing V5?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
It's gonna be a street level Anarch fledgling Thin Blood game.
Yes,
Oh,
I
God.
love it.
Disgusting.
No.
Can I be transgender?
Sure, there's a alchemy thing for that.
I love it.
Yeah, I have to say that this is the last game I will be doing with this group.
There might be another season, but for the foreseeable future, we're going to be serving the Emperor in the expanse for and the glorious quest for the homeworld of the cat people that is rumored to be in this part of the galaxy.
Now that is called a campaign.
I will not quest for the cat people.
Yes, you fucking will. Okay, if you won't, half of the rogue traders that will be will Jackal.
This is gonna be a multi-generational quest because most of the map is blocked off by warp navigation hazards right now. That being said, there's some paths that you can make a pretty clear way very far into the expanse.
Other question. From 0 to 10, how much did I fucked up?
In terms of trying to provoke the Anarchs in order to get them killed, brilliant move. The Malkavians fucked it up for you.
Okay.
If Volda hadn't opened, you failed to account for the Malkavian. That was your failure. You did everything right except that. So like a 2. Objectively speaking. Political blame-wise, you would be crucified if she had been removed. I can offer Jackal or Immortality in Rogue Trader.
You know, I just realized when it gets to my turn to being a rogue trader, I just want to have like, you know, a reversible chair. And as I turn, I'm just like Don Corleone, just like petting a fucking cat as they speak to me.
Xeno's pets are a potential trading commodity. You can...
Is it going to be a real cat or a cat girl?
Yeah, Jackalor.
Yeah. Ooh. I hope you like catnip, Jack.
I will fucking shoot you.
Rar XD.
Go to Casual Planet. Turns out they have a Grand Cruiser protecting it.
I mean, unless they don't have East crew rating, they're going to die. Well, not crew rating, crew population. They're going to die horribly before, and we get a free Grand Cruiser.
There's only one thing you can do against a cat ship: ramming.
Unfortunately, ramming compares armor values, which means that if you ram a ship that's 2 tough, you can get fucked.
Ooh, looks like the armor broke.
Seriously, Grand Cruisers, they're kind of garbage in the rules, unless they're immune to crew loss, because they're going to die horribly from all the back.
Enough lances,
decompression.
delete Jackalor.
Fair enough, but like,
Okay,
we're not going to come at it with single ship. That's like suicide.
so... Okay, more questions about the campaign. What else do you wish to know?
Is Houston gonna stop calling for aid?
No. They're slowly getting their shit together and developing the systems of safe houses and ammo dumps and rally points that you saw in Fledgling. So it's gonna be less bad. They are getting used to constant invasions. But they're still gonna be like... That's a regional issue. The Sabbat trying to take Houston.
Did Andy stay?
That's a good question. I think Andy stayed at least for a while.
Oof.
But he would remain a... It's not even Camarilla. He's a clan loyalist. He believes in the traditions of Clan Ventru. And he does think that the Camarilla is a better bet, but as long as people are being orderly and respect the traditions, he's kind of a Camarilla loyalist in enemy territory, except it's not that enemy. So, you know, it's kind of weird.
Fair enough.
What happens to Andrew?
What happens to Andrew? He is probably Kurt's second in command.
Oof.
Oof.
I did it. I saved claim.
Gregory?
Who, Tricolor?
Gregory.
Gregory. He gets accidentally eaten.
Sounds about right.
Oh, look what I found in the basement. Chomp.
Pipe bomb.
Oof.
Boom.
Benjamin Castro? Leaves
Well-
from the city?
You're just gonna go one at a time, aren't you, Jackalor?
No.
He's smart enough to assume that if he leaves for another city after defecting from the Sabbat, especially now, this is the best deal he's gonna get. In another city, he might get killed out of hand.
Fair enough.
So he would stay.
Does Alexandra become regent somewhere?
She does here because she's the only one that Kurt will tolerate owning a node in his territory, and it's kind of like okay, we will refrain from actively harming Cameral interests and we will cooperate against the Sabbat, but, you know, in turn, Tremere can stay here, and we get our services, you support us against Sabbat, etc. It's kind of like vague cooperation with the Camarilla. The city doesn't entirely break its ties, but it's effectively an Anarch stronghold now. So it kind of exerts an influence on maintaining the peace, because Anarchs can't go on the attack, because New Orleans might withhold its support, and at that point the Camarilla might steamroll them. Camarilla attacks the Anarchs. It kind of means that this city starts fucking with things, and everyone that likes people in the city might join the Anarch side, and it kind of puts a big fuck you on any attempts to kind of get Anarchs out of the East Coast on the south here. You avoided Dark Timeline. You did kill Harvey.
Harvey's a bitch.
Was
Fuck
a bitch.
Harvey.
Yeah, fuck
Seriously, fuck Clan Malkavian.
It was all the Malkavians' fault.
It really was.
Nexi, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
I
At least
do-
not any that weren't asked.
Yeah, I do have one question. This is for like the original cast of characters. Do you make everyone's sire or just Vivian's?
Just Vivian's.
Lamau.
Because with the way, like, your stories with your sires were kind of felt more finished, and they were deep in the past. Vivian's, the way he described it, there was something that could be continued there reasonably. Jackalor's might have come up, depending on how it went with William, but that was like it had already ended with a certain, okay, sure, do your own thing. There was never really a reason for him to get involved personally. It was more of a, let me just stay far away from this, okay?
Well, since we're now Anarch, I'm gonna go and fuck off and get my laundry. Be right back.
Doesn't even turn his camera off.
Chat is blaming Epic for this happening. He did help drive this in part. Jackalor, any more characters you would like to know about, or events or things?
Hmm. What happens to the werewolves after this?
Some of them leave after cleaning up the area. They would stay long enough to help with the potential demon summoning, but they don't really have a window of opportunity for long to retake the chantry, and they end up missing it because of internal politics and feeling an obligation to clean up the cairn. They fail to protect from corruption, and they don't attack the chantry again, because by the time they are politically able to, the technocracy has had a chance to dig in. Like, if they had attacked again right away, it would have been theirs, but the internal
If only Kurt hadn't been so been so scared of the technocracy.
At the same time, the werewolves would have probably been more willing to eat vampires than mages.
Perhaps.
So it's... Well, you know, it's the moral damage done and the eternal politics and the fucking around between the factions that really causes the problem, because the faction, and they were about equal terms, that was the most friendly with the local cairn, kind of they ended up at odds with each other, is the point.
Yeah, gotcha.
And at that point they didn't have the cohesion for another massive attack after the first one got choked out. If the technocracy didn't have the cyborgs in the chantry would be werewolf now.
I prefer technocracy over werewolves.
Okay.
They're both horrible choices, but I prefer technocracy over werewolves.
Like, they requisitioned a bunch of stuff from other bases when they realized this was about to happen, and mostly what they got was equipment for their mages, like couple normies they already had, but like the big bits were the what was it, like 6 cyborgs?
5 cyborgs.
5 that they gave to you. They kept 1 for
Yeah.
escorting people. So 6 cyborgs and the gunship were the major pieces of aid they were able to requisition.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like some personal equipment, essentially.
Cool.
So by the time the siege was done, other than the gunship, which was mostly focused on speed and stealth technology, was the only major piece of equipment they had left, and if werewolves came up from below, that wouldn't have helped them that much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were just down to their actual couple of mages and normies at that point.
Well, are we done here?
As far as the Nefandi are concerned, you actually did good there as well, because you killed the one with correspondence, which made summoning harder. They had to find another infernalist to fill that requirement. And
I have to ask, how much task would have been needed to summon the demon?
there's
From me.
For you?
No, yeah. Well, how much task did I actually spend on doing it, and how much did I get on the rest? That I just wasted or whatever.
Effectively, you need every bit of it that you had.
Okay.
You were summoning something that was like Overlord or Baron level, and that's 500 or 600 points of faith. You had to replace all of that with raw magic.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, you were burning every bit of reserves you had built up.
Fair enough.
We managed to fuck up the city in 3 hours. I think it's a good record.
You laid the
Yeah.
groundwork for 2 years. Fuck you.
Yeah, okay, I had a question. What happens to our good friend Ashmed?
There's an explosion in an orbital facility where the dagger shatters into pieces which rain over several places of the planet, one of them landing near Springfield. And Ashmet is thrown back into hell, for now. dreaming of the day when he can have his own pet Tremere.
Nah,
Nice.
it will happen. It's going to be a fuck up Italian.
How much is this Bacon's fault? On a scale of 1 to 10? Well, it's everyone's fault, but like at least a 5. Ever since he said, yeah, okay, let's go kill Halfdan, it hasn't been the same.
I mean, if we have changed the danger sense rules back then, because Halfdan would be dead and Vivian would be bloodbound to me.
Epic would have found a way to weasel around that one and still fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had Shackler with me, so we could have some contingency rituals and something to blow it up and kill Vivian as well. It was a perfect plan.
It really wasn't.
It wasn't. Why did we have that?
I just think you should have us a go, as I always do.
Actually, that is a good point. First of all, let's roll one last with survival for Olaf.
Botch.
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 No, he's okay. And
Why do you guys want to kill Olaf? Poor guy.
he does join the city. He is an ancile when when the elders get called off east and all the previous powerful ones leave, he becomes Baron of Gangrel territory.
Wait, all the elders leave like in V5 canon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That wasn't a joke. Oh my god.
No, he tried to do
No.
the Second Inquisition in Houston too. Don't worry about it.
It's coming,
No.
Bacon.
I won't play this game.
Yes, you will.
I won't.
It is your destiny.
No, it doesn't matter if this is the only consistent thing I do for the last 5 or 6 years. I won't play V5. No.
See, this man is a known lore breaker. Imagine us going now in Rogue Trader, find the Felonids, and we all know they're cute and kawaii, but Mr. Christ over here has to make them fugly. Fucking lore breaker.
I mean,
I
never
have
the
broken the
TTRPG.
lore, Demi. Pray I don't break it further.
I only have one response to you. I fucking love that meme.
What if Halfdan lived?
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
If Halfdan... For Halfdan to live, he would have had to not go with Florin. He would have been in a interesting position, and I don't think Demi would have had the patience to rebuild his reputation after the association with the demon. So, I think he wouldn't have played well with the others, and he would have been the leader of the Anarch side of things. And yes, that is how it's gonna go.
By the way, for all you players out there, having a demon fuck buddy was a 1-point flaw.
It wasn't a 1-point flaw, it was a dark
What
secret.
a bad storyteller.
It was a dark secret, and she was a valuable contact, which you ended up turning into an enemy.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was your own fault, honestly.
Stop sucking his ass, Jack.
You
know the truth.
literal...
I'm
The
going to
reason
leave for
she
now.
liked you was because you weren't interested in power and just wanted to have fun. And then you were
Okay.
like, I'm gonna be a prince.
I'm
it was-
going to roll
it
3
was a good-
success. Go on, Bacon.
It was a good session. Glad we ended this way. The city deserved this Anarch revolt. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Chris, I'm going to roll 3 successes on resisting presence, show you the middle finger, and
Wow. Okay.
Can you unmod him so I can ban him again?
So any last thoughts? Demi.
No, I don't actually have any thoughts at me.
Jackalor.
Oh. I wanted to kill Kurt. But it was not to be.
Nyaxi.
I'm glad we shook off the chains of the Camarilla and the thraldom of the Sabbat for true freedom.
I think this was the least chaotic of the 3 arcs.
Yeah.
Second arc
So-
was literally Epic trying to hold on to power despite everyone trying to take it away.
So I think it's fair because we're all like cool people here. Yaxi, who would you like to nominate as your, new person taking your spot?
I mean, the only reason that I can see for me to leave is because I make you look too bad, Demi, compared. And we all know the group only keeps you around for nostalgia, because really they all moved on in terms of quality from your level.
Actually, that's a good point. If we want to evolve as a stream, we all have to be at a consistent level. Otherwise, we just look incompetent for tolerating a fuck up. And I'd rather be on Nyaxi's level than yours, Demi. I'm sorry.
Have you considered another quality campaign like Fledgling, or is that your one Magnus Opum and that's it?
Well, I was hoping that the grand quest for the cat girls over the next 5 years would fill that role, but okay.
What do you mean 5 years?
Well, I expect it to take at least 3 or 4 arcs, so...
By that time, you could fucking invite me to your wedding for all you fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll be
Inviting
off
you
now.
would be a bad idea, you're right.
No,
I'll be off.
I got reminded that 5 years might not be enough to get married, Chris.
Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.